Alrighty, so been a little while since I did a video. A little bit has changed since the last one. I moved. I'm now living back home, sort of. Same province that I'm originally from, but living not in the same town where I grew up. But yeah, so moved places. Been busy, and I'm just kind of finally now getting settled with the move and some other career, not changes really, but just like some updates and stuff like that. I launched my one-on-one coaching a couple of weeks ago, so that's been a big kind of focus for me. But yeah, so I wanted to do another day of eating. I'm now cutting. I weighed in this morning at 239.8, I think, so 240. And I've been cutting for about a month now. It's extremely conservative, very slow progress or very slow cut. Losing no more than 1 pound per week, so the deficit is not significant or substantial by any means. Okay, so breakfast is 3 pieces of multigrain sourdough rye toast with 14 grams of butter on, not each but like total, and then a 2-scoop protein shake. So I want to prioritize a fast digesting and absorbing protein in the morning so that I can kind of reestablish that muscle protein synthesis as soon as possible. And then just 3 pieces of toast and then a coffee. And then for supplementation, we have Sigma by Gorilla Mind, which is their testosterone booster, which, by the way, code Evan for a 10% discount on all Gorilla Mind products, and Young LA. Those are my 2 sponsors. Testosterone booster. This is 2 to 4 capsule serving, and I go with the 4. It's supposed to be taken kind of evenly distributed throughout the day. So I eat 4 meals throughout the run of a day, give or take. So I'll have kind of 1 capsule or 1 pill with every meal, and then the stim-free fat burner. So I will take. This is a 4 to 8 capsule serving. Max dose is 4 capsules twice per day and no more than that. I haven't gotten to the point where I need to take the stim-based fat burner, so I just take this one twice a day. So I take 4 pills in the morning and then 4 pills again, sometime in the evening or like when I get home from my workout or something like that. But yeah, that is meal number 1. Super simple. Alrighty, this is the super complicated pre-workout meal. 1 banana, 250 grams of jasmine rice, 150 grams of chicken, a little bit of no sugar added G-Hughes barbecue sauce, because there is a nationwide low sugar ketchup shortage in Canada. That's actually true. I've had people confirm that. Salt, because salt is important, especially before a workout. And then 50 grams of sauerkraut, just for kind of like the probiotic benefits. So for the sups that I'm going to take before the gym, I'm going to take my second Sigma, because as I said earlier, try to take them relatively evenly distributed throughout the day. So that's 4 in one day, like 4 per day. So 1 when I wake up, 1 kind of before the gym, 1 after, then 1 before bed. And then I'm going to do 6 Gorilla Mind Smooth pills so that I don't look weak on camera. I've explained this in a couple videos before, but the primary ingredient I would say in Gorilla Mind Smooth is alpha GPC, and what alpha GPC essentially does is facilitate like an increase in your acetylcholine, like your acetylcholine levels. And what acetylcholine does, it facilitates communication between neurons. So it helps with focus, obviously, because as your neurons are able to communicate more efficiently, you're going to be able to focus a little bit better. There'll be less interruptions. And then it has a place with training as well, because if you can, like, a motor unit is a motor neuron connected to a muscle fiber. So if that motor neuron can communicate with that muscle fiber, or through all the neurons connected to eventually that muscle fiber in a very efficient way, you're going to be able to contract that or activate that muscle fiber more efficiently. So it definitely helps with strength production as well. Probably more so in the context of like higher percentages of your 1 rep max, as opposed to like the way that creatine helps, which is kind of like a little bit more endurance with, you might get an extra rep on like a set of 5 and it may be a set of 6, whereas with Smooth, maybe you'll add 10 pounds to your 1 rep max or something like that. It'll also help you be more explosive, because those are similar concepts. If you can, facilitate communication between those neurons like faster, then you're gonna be able to recruit more muscle fibers faster or at a given time, which is gonna result in being more explosive, which probably is why you are also gonna be stronger. Strength and power are like very closely related. They're not entirely the same, but they're very closely related. So that is the pre-workout supplements as far as pills go, but now I have a myriad of supplements that I'm gonna take before the gym. We've got the new Gorilla Mode flavor, Gorilla Mode Crush, which is like Orange Crush. And I'm honestly not a big orange guy usually, but I actually really enjoy this flavor. We're gonna do one, I guess, rounded scoop. Put it in this one. I am in dire need of caffeine today, so I'm looking forward to that. And then we're gonna do 1 scoop of nitric. And then we're gonna do a 2nd scoop of nitric in that one. So this is gonna be my pre, and then this is gonna be my intra. And then we're gonna do a scoop of glycerol in each. And glycerol is like, doesn't really do anything like super beneficial in the context of performance. It just helps you get like such a nasty pump. So I pretty much just take glycerol every workout because pumps are fun. And then we've got salt in both. Whoops. Because we need sodium. Sodium is obviously involved in the communication between neurons as well, but you know, sodium improves insulin sensitivity, improves performance, improves hydration, which kind of cascades to improve or to result in the improvements I just mentioned. You get my point. Sodium's good. We've got EAAs, which are going to go in my intra. And then very lastly, we've got just 2 scoops of straight, highly branched cyclic dextrin or cluster dextrin, which is essentially just like extremely easily digestible and absorbable carbohydrates. So that is 60 grams of carbs in that shake. So I'll drink 60 grams of carbs with some EAAs throughout my workout. Just kind of facilitates recovery, you know, reduces muscle breakdown. As you resistance train, your muscle cells become more insulin sensitive, so I'm gonna absorb more of those carbohydrates are gonna be funneled to muscle cells versus like fat cells where they may otherwise be funneled if I was consuming carbohydrates at rest. Just some things to consider, you know, little things add up. All right, so I'm gonna put the lid on this pre. Take 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take 1 of these. All right. Now I'm gonna go get the rest of my gym shit together. I'm gonna get after it. I'm just gonna hit some like super easy sets of curls and extensions, just to get some blood like through my legs, through my knees. And then my squat warm up is like, I just do some bodyweight squats until my knees feel good. And then I just start loading the bar, doing like reps with each given warm up weight until I feel comfortable and then move up again. So I think the whole like warm up thing has really been blown out of proportion in the last like couple of years. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because like strength and conditioning makes it a huge deal, because it is a big deal in strength and conditioning, but in bodybuilding or like powerlifting, it's, you don't need to do like, you know, a 15-minute dynamic warm-up. Like, you just need to warm up the tissues that you're going to be training by using them and getting blood in the area, and priming your nervous system by using gradually heavier weights. Like, it's really not complicated. If you have something specific that bugs you, like maybe you have really bad knees, or you know, your like hip shift is really bad or something like that, then you could do something during your warm-up to kind of address that. But I don't have anything like that really, other than like my knees can be kind of sore sometimes. So I just, like I said, extensions, hamstring curls, and then some bodyweight squats, and I just ease into it. So I'm just going through, like, I'm basically just trying to do what I can to warm up the movement pattern, and obviously the muscles that are responsible for that movement pattern, and I don't really need any weight to do that. There's nothing special about my warm up. I just did, you know, like 20, 30 bodyweight squats to get the movement pattern kind of firing, and warm my knees up, warm up the muscles that are responsible for the exact movement pattern I'm about to do with more load. And that's really all there is to it. Like I said, upstairs, did a little bit of blood flow stuff with some of the isolated machine work. And then here we're starting to kind of integrate it into the actual movement pattern itself. So I'm gonna throw 1 red on, 2 red on, 3 reds on. And then, I don't know, I have a top triple today, like RP7, I think. So it's the last week of my block though, so I'll probably push it to like maybe 8, 8.5, but we'll see. PEDs. All right, so the rest of the workout's gonna be like basically bodybuilding. That's generally how like my workouts go because I'm doing like power building. So I'll have like 1, maybe 2 exercises that are to increase my squat, bench, or deadlift. Today's my secondary squat day, so I just did 1 top set, 2 back off sets of my comp squat. Now we're gonna do hack squats to get some bodybuilding stimulus in for the quads. And then I've got calves and then some like an upper pull day. We'll do some biceps at the end because have to be biceps. So let's go hit the hack squat, get a fucking sick leg pump. I might even throw in some extensions or something like that at the end, it'd be a little crazy. and then we're gonna get a back pump, which, lucky for you guys, my back is probably one of my strong points. So you don't have to get secondhand embarrassment by watching me press, because I did that yesterday. Let's get it. So when I'm doing my hack squat, some people will kind of look at my hack squat reps and be like, you could go deeper, you're kind of cutting the range short, but I'm getting to the point where I get max knee flexion, meaning my knees are traveling forward as far as they can, and that is going to fully lengthen the quad, and that's what I'm training the hack squat for, is for my quads. So I could go deeper if I spread my legs apart, or if I, went into like a significant degree of hip flexion, or if I put my feet further up on the platform. But none of that is going to elicit more of a quad stimulus. It's going to actually probably make it a worse quad stimulus, because once you get to a certain depth, the tension comes off of the quads, because the quads lose leverage to move the load, and the tension is transferred to your glutes and like your adductors, which I don't want to train with this. If I wanted to train those, then perhaps I would put my feet a little bit wider apart and a little bit higher up on the platform, and then I would go all the way down so that my nuts were like fucking touching the platform. But I don't want to do that, because I'm just doing this for quads. I don't want some arbitrary like more range of motion is better. Like, to me, it's just, I just want to maximize knee flexion, and that's what's important, because this is a quad exercise, nothing else. Sometimes I like the kind of team full range of motion guys. I just think that sometimes people take that a little bit too far, and they end up just trying to get more range of motion just for the sake of more range of motion, and it's not actually helping them in any way. right, so I'm home now. Pretty solid workout. Squats were a little weird. I don't really know. Like the strength was definitely there to do, 465 for a triple, maybe even 475 for a triple, and still have some room left in the tank. But every time I squat at that gym, because I don't usually, I always like pitch forward. So I'm not really sure what that's all about, but it doesn't really matter. Still got a sick leg pump, pushing heavy weight on hacks, even though my knees are kind of bugging me. And then I always enjoy getting a back pump. My back is like a strong point for me, so I can usually move some decent weight. Chest supported dumbbell rows were really weak today. Usually I have 120s for, 2 sets of 8 to 12. But today just, I don't know, didn't have it. But yeah, so post-workout meal. Oh, actually, no. So intra-workout, because that has caloric content as well. I already kind of explained this before. But my intra-workout drink is 60 grams of carbs in the form of cluster dextrin and then EAAs. So that obviously counts toward my daily caloric intake. And then post-workout, my post-workout meal, because it's not really a meal, is one post-workout shake. So Gorilla Mode post-workout formula has 50 grams of carbs in it, again in the form of cluster dextrin. And then it has like full serving of creatine, a gram of sodium, for the benefits I talked about earlier with respect to sodium. It has leucine in it, and is that it? Carbs, sodium, yeah, creatine and leucine. So everything you need to kind of kickstart the recovery process, and then get your creatine into you when your body is, most readily accepting nutrients. The muscle cells are most readily accepting nutrients. So 1 scoop of that, and then I do 2 scoops of protein. And that's kind of my post-workout meal. I drink that like as soon as I get home. I don't know if you guys can see this either, but my fingernail is fucked. Like, the first meal post-workout that is actual food is pretty much, whoa, that was close. Pretty much the same mush as the pre-workout meal. Except instead of 250 grams of rice, we're gonna go with 300, just because before the workout, I don't wanna have a ton of food in my stomach. That was kind of smooth. Last meal of the day. So forgot to eat vegetables. I'm serious. I know that's a convenient excuse, but I don't even dislike vegetables. So I forgot to eat vegetables with my last meal. Usually I have a pepper and some carrots. With my third meal of the day, which is the one I just had, but I forgot to have them, so I'm gonna have them with this meal. So this is my last meal of the day. It's a relatively high fat meal because fat takes a little bit longer to digest, and I would like this meal to digest more throughout the night rather than just at the very beginning of the night, for 2 reasons. One, because that will ensure a little bit more of an even distribution of muscle protein synthesis, and 2, I just realized that this camera is a little bit aimed downward too much. Whatever. And 2, I don't want to wake up starving in the middle of the night, which I kind of already do anyway. But that even happens to me when I'm bulking too. I wake up at like 7 in the morning. Like if I go to bed at like 11, I'll wake up at 7 just so hungry, and then just kind of roll around in bed for like 20 minutes until it fucks off. And then I can sleep for another like 2 hours. But yeah, so that's why this is a little bit of a higher fat meal. So we've got 7 whole eggs. Excuse me. Frozen kale, because I need to get some greens in for the day. And frozen kale is cheap and obviously keeps well. And it gives it kind of a little bit of a crunch. Just super fucking easy. That's the biggest thing. If you haven't noticed, that's the theme of this day of eating. It's just easy. And then I have 1 piece of bread with nothing on it because I don't give a fuck. 2 carrots, 1 bell pepper. We have a 2-scoop protein shake, casein protein though. So this is, Gorilla Mind doesn't make pure casein protein yet. The protein that they do make is like a blend of fast, medium, and slow digestion protein. So it does have casein protein in it, but it's not like pure casein protein. So this is 2 scoops of pure casein protein. And then for an additional source of casein protein, we have some Greek yogurt.